South Korea did not simply develop, it endured. In less than a century, this small peninsula moved from colonization to dictatorship to one of the most technologically advanced societies on Earth. But to understand South Korea today, the K-pop, the dramas, the hyperspeed cities, you have to understand the weight its people carry. This is not just the story of a country. It's the story of a people who learned how to rebuild again and again. Long before the modern nation-state, Korea was a unified cultural civilization. For over 1,000 years, kingdoms like Goguryeo, Baekje, and Silla, and later the Goryeo and Joseon dynasties, shaped a society built on Confucian values, scholarship, hierarchy, and communal responsibility. The Joseon dynasty in particular defined so much of Korean identity: respect for elders, filial piety, and a deep belief that education was a moral duty. Social order came before individualism. Korea wasn't isolated because it was weak, it was cautious. Sandwiched between powerful neighbors like China and Japan, survival depended on restraint and internal cohesion. This long memory matters because Koreans still think in centuries, not decades. Then, in 1910, Japan formally annexed Korea. This period wasn't just occupation. It was systematic erasure. The Korean language was suppressed. Korean names were forcibly replaced with Japanese ones. History was rewritten. Resources were extracted, and labor was coerced. For many Koreans, this remains the most traumatic chapter in their collective memory. It wasn't just land that was taken. It was dignity. Even today, unresolved tensions with Japan stem directly from this era. To Koreans, memory is not optional. Forgetting feels like a betrayal. When Japan fell in 1945, Korea expected independence. Instead, it was split arbitrarily along the 38th parallel by foreign powers. Two ideologies emerged: Soviet-backed socialism in the north and U.S.-backed capitalism in the south. In 1950, war erupted. The Korean War was devastating. Millions died, cities were flattened, and families were permanently divided. And here's the part that's often overlooked: the war never officially ended. South Korea still lives in a state of unresolved tension. That border isn't just history. It's a present reality. This shapes the national psyche, fostering constant alertness, a strong military culture, and a deep desire for stability. Peace is not assumed. It is protected. After the war, South Korea was poor. Dirt roads, hunger, and a dependency on foreign aid were the reality. Then came authoritarian rule, most notably under Park Chung-hee. It was harsh, but it was focused. The state pushed industrialization, export-driven growth, and education at all costs. Factories replaced farms. Rural families sent their children to cities. Failure was not an option. This era created what Koreans call PP alley-PP alley, culture hurry hurry. Efficiency became survival. But the cost was high: long hours, suppressed dissent, and emotional restraint. Success became a collective pressure, not a personal choice. By the late 1980s, mass protests forced democratic reforms. South Korea entered a new phase of political freedom, cultural confidence, and global integration. But democracy didn't erase old habits. The work culture remained intense. Education remained brutally competitive. Status still mattered. South Korea modernized without ever slowing down. To outsiders, Korean culture can look polished and perfect. But beneath that surface is deep emotional complexity. Identity is relational. You are defined by your family, your age, your role, and your responsibilities. Freedom exists, but not without context. There's also a uniquely Korean concept called Han, a quiet, accumulated sorrow mixed with resilience. It's not despair, it's endurance. You can feel it in the music, poetry, and cinema. This is a culture where hierarchy matters deeply. Age, titles, even the language you use, it all changes based on who you're talking to. And education isn't just about success. It's about honor and security, a testament to sacrifice. This pressure fuels both excellence and burnout. Today, K-pop, film, and fashion aren't just accidents. They are the release valve for a society that once suppressed emotion and now exports it globally. South Korea today is hyperconnected, globally influential, and culturally confident. Yet it's still wrestling with mental health pressures, work-life imbalance, and generational divides. It is a country always negotiating between tradition and speed, community and self, memory and the future. South Korea's story is not one of a miracle. It's one of discipline, memory, and resilience. The skyscrapers rest on generations who endured silence, scarcity, and sacrifice. To understand South Korea is to understand this truth. Progress didn't erase the past. It learned to carry it. And the people? They're still running not because they want to, but because history taught them they must. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like and subscribe for more.